Hi, beautiful Pisces. Welcome to a new era. My name is Emma. I'm so happy to be back, Pisces. I know you've probably been feeling like you've been waiting forever for this message. I have been home with my little boy, who's now finally healthy and well again. So thank you so much for your beautiful comments in the community section. I really, really appreciate it. I haven't had time to answer each and every one of you. So let's just jump right in here for you, Pisces, to see what's going on for you. I've set the time frame to mid-June until mid-July. And anything and everything goes. It's a general reading. You seem to do a 180 of some sort. Turning your life around. Getting back on track. Getting back in the tracks. Maybe somebody's running. I want one more. There you go. And memories. So let's see what this is about. So to me, this is my 180 card. There's a turnaround. I mean, sometimes I see this card as like a full, like you go full of steam, 100%, like in one direction, and then something happens which causes you to just do a 180. Like, okay, I thought I was going that direction. I was fully on board with it, and then I changed my mind. I don't get like such a sharpness in this energy today. I get like something about turning it around. We're turning the situation around. It can be like a lifestyle. You're turning your life around. It's a lifestyle situation. Your things have maybe been a little bit slow, and then it's like, okay, we're turning it around so that you're seeing you see improvement, you see a better result, if that makes sense. We're going to go deeper into each and every one of these energies and see what's going on there for you. And then we have memories, which is all about like thinking about the past, remembering the past, being really nostalgic about the past, something that you really loved from the past. So we're also going to look into that. So why is the 180 card here for Pisces, please? We have a lot of moon cycles there as well. We have the full moon coming up on the 24th, I think. Feels like that's it. So page, you're turning the page. There's education here. It's like you educated yourself on something. It's such a broad topic. It can literally be anything. It can be in relationships. It can be in your, like, I'm getting lifestyle a lot, a lifestyle situation, and it's also a feeling of like I said, turning the situation around. And with this is like you literally turn the page. We did this in the past, and now we're going to do this instead. We're implementing some new rules. We're implementing some new. We're going to try this idea, type of stuff. Page also brings new energy and sometimes messages, like new messages coming in. You're standing in the library, so there's like a lot of knowledge, a lot of wisdom on your part. It's being lit up. So at this stage, it can also be that you're being very guided to find out more information about a situation, to really dive deep. If this is a lifestyle change on your part, or you have been changing for a while, you have changed some sort of regime or some sort of diet situation, whatever this is. You exercise in a different way or whatever. You've been doing it a while. Like at first glance, it's not like you see a shift or a change, but after a while, you're slowly starting to see it turn around. And I also get the feeling you know, when you're with your same people, you with yourself, and you're with the same people in your life, you know, constantly. Just the other day, I was out with my boy, and so the neighbor's little girl in there, she hadn't seen my boy in quite some time because he has been sick, and so she was like, he's grown. He's gotten really tall. And I was like, has he? Yeah, maybe he has. Maybe he has grown a bit. I mean, eventually I would have seen that. I noticed it in his shoes, in his clothes. You know, you notice that he's growing, but because you compare it to something else, not necessarily because you see it. And there's something in that for you. It feels like the growth that you're doing is really like you've grown taller, you gathered more information, you become wiser, you have implemented something, you have turned something around, and maybe it's not as obvious for you just yet because you're in it, and so it's a little bit tough to see. Ariel is love. Ariel is all about the love and all about manifestation. She's a strong manifester angel. So it can also be that you're turning something around in relationships, or that you're turning something around, like you're seeing a new energy or new messages coming in, having to do with relationships, or in the way that you're manifesting things. Like you're turning the page, and maybe you like slowly but surely have been working towards something for a while. You've been wanting to manifest something for a while, and you maybe feel like it hasn't really come to fruition the way you wanted it to, or you don't really see the evidence. excuse me. You haven't really seen the evidence of it just yet. But that's because, that's because you're in it. And so it feels like all of a sudden you're going to start to see the shifts that has taken place here. Interesting. What does it have to do with the memory card? So why is the nostalgia card here for Pisces, please? It's relationships and freedom. And so you are thinking about relationships a lot, like how being nostalgic over a past relationship, or like how it was in the past, or how you could move, like thinking about something, how it was in the past and how you could move closer. I mean, this is a kindred spirit. This is probably more a romantic type of relationship, but it can also be with friends, it can be with coworkers, it can be with parents, with children. It's like you look at it, how it's like this is what went on in the past, and you feel it's a romantic idea about it, and it's like you want to implement it to the now situation. You're thinking about it and you want to implement it in the now situation. And so maybe that's the turnaround as well. We're gonna figure all of this out. And the Aid of Gabriel here speaks about complete freedom. It's when things are starting to move really quickly in the direction of what you want. Like I said, at first glance, it doesn't look like I think it's the bamboo. Maybe you heard me tell this story before. The bamboo, like you put down the seed of the bamboo in the ground, and I think don't swear on it because I'm not 100% sure, but I think it's something like 5 or 8 years. Let's say it's 5 years. For 5 years, there's absolutely no evidence of that bamboo being there at all. So if you're just walking around and you had no idea that somebody even put down a seed in the ground for this thing to grow, you couldn't even tell. You couldn't even tell that it's on its way or that it's about to burst through the ground. And then it's like within I need to do a background check here a little bit better, but so that you get the idea. It takes like 5 years for it to not show whatsoever. And then within like 2 weeks, it grows from nothing to like meters and meters high. It just explodes, you know? And so there's something to it there that you've done something, you worked like continuously worked towards something over a period of time, and you, because you've been with yourself, you can't really tell what a bamboo effect this is having, because at the surface level you don't really see that big of a change. You might feel a little bit of it, and there's something simultaneously here with thinking about the past and how it was in the past. So maybe you have done something in the past that yielded results faster, or like, when I did this, you know, this is what I achieved, or when I was with this person, this is what we had together. And it's like you want to implement that, like, why can't I bring that in now? Or you're thinking about it in that way and you want to implement it now, if that makes sense. I'm just here to say it's happening. Whatever you're moving towards, whatever turnaround you're doing, it's working. And the Eight of Gabriel talks about how you're gonna, all of a sudden, it's like everything just falls in your lap, and there's gonna be a lot of freedom, a freedom feeling around it, because it's gonna give you, it's almost like, okay, if you struggle with money for a long time, and all of a sudden like a lot of money comes in, which gives you a feeling of freedom, like you can breathe out, you can pay your bills, you can do whatever you want, and you can also, like, you don't have to be so anxious now about the next month or the next month, you know? Or if it's like, you know what I mean? It's like something happens where you can breathe out, and it's yielding a lot of freedoms. A lot of freedoms. Can you say that? A great deal of activity, sudden and immediate results, important communication. There's a lot of birds there. So the birds to me talks about messages. So the page is talking about new messages coming in. The birds are talking about new messages coming in. But there's also like a lot of new energy, a freedom feeling is gonna come in here. Interesting. What else can we... Okay, we want the angels. The angels wants to talk. What does the angels want to add to the situation, please? Gather a lot of wisdom. There's a lot of wisdom and a lot of knowledge on your part. Like, it's like you're bringing everything you know to the table this time around. Like this time I'm gonna do it right. This time I know what I'm doing. Is that type of feeling? Peaceful resolution. There's for sure a guardian angel here. There's for sure somebody watching over you. This can also be a conversation with your higher power, with your inner being. Peaceful resolution. You're creating, you have the rainbow between your hands. It's like the rainbow connection. We have the rainbow connection there between your hands. You really are playing with the energies. And you see the angel standing right behind you. Or your higher, like your soul. Your oversoul, your inner being is right there with you, backing you up. I love how it's not just a resolution, it's a peaceful resolution. There's so much freedom being brought to this situation. Okay, what else can we tell Pisces about this situation, please? Partnerships and alliances. Yeah, there's a connection. There's for sure coming together. There's a there can be a partnership happening here. There can be, like, you can really start to, like, you can form some sort of new situation, new business, new relationship, friendship, that can really literally be taking place. I just feel there's so much with the connection here. It's like you're making the connection. You're having, like, it might not be an aha moment, but it's like there's understanding. You're making a connection with your inner being. You're making a connection with life. You're on it. Like, you got it. You get how you move forward now. There's like it's something has clicked for you. There's a connection made in your mind, and it's like something clicked, and we're hooking into it. You understood it. Contracts being made, being signed, coming together due to this shift, due to this turnaround in your life. It's like you took a hold of the reins. Is that what it's called? On the horses, on the reins, and it's like, and you steered it in a different direction. Like, this is what I've experienced in the past with my parents. This is what I've experienced in the past with my children. This is what I've experienced in the past with my friends or exes, or and two things there. Either is like, and I learned from it, I learned from that situation, good or bad. It's like, yeah, because it was so bad, I learned from it, so I know what to do now, with the whole freaking library of knowledge there. Or it's like, I learned from it because it was so good. Like, I remember how good it was, and I'm implementing it now. There's something you're shifting that is making you come into a partnership, an alliance, an understanding, a connection with the newness of you. It's almost like a newness between you and life, if you will, between you and your body. Like, hello body, we're going to do this differently this time. I have all this knowledge now, and we're going to go on this path, and it's going to be awesome. It might take a little while, but I'm going to turn it around. And not only are you going to turn it around, there's going to be a peaceful resolution and a bamboo effect. It's not going to be, because this says sudden and immediate results. So it's sudden and immediate results, but only after so long. It's not like you just had the thought and then there it is. It feels like you really have done a lot of work with this. You really have paid your dues. Like, you really have, I'm thinking about her, what's her face? Such a long time ago, I heard her. She is an artist, and she sings about paying her dues. Anyway, it almost came to me, but not really. Yeah, so it's been a bamboo situation, maybe literally for 5 years. You've been trying to turn something around or working on something, 5 or 8 years even. And maybe you've been on it before, maybe you tried it before, and like, but it feels like you failed. It feels like it wasn't turning out the way you wanted to. And this time around, it will. And once we hit that 5-year mark, it's like, once the bamboo hits the 5-year mark, it's like 2 weeks and everything is here. So it can be a little bit of an overwhelming feeling, because it feels like it has been quiet for such a long time, and maybe you're so used to having to work for it, or you have the feeling, you sometimes hear people say, I wished for it and I hoped for it, but I never thought it was gonna happen. Like, that it actually is finally here. It's like, is that type of feeling? Can we just go a little bit deeper into that message, please? Just clarify a little bit more. That jumped up, but it went back in. It didn't even flip, so I don't know what that was. Get really curious though. It is warm here today. It is warm. New vitality. I just love this. And there's the rainbow again. Like you were playing. I saw you like playing and like understanding the connection. Playing with the rainbow there between your hands. Like your hands have been lit up and you're playing with the rainbow. Like you're understanding now. You need to have, like, you need to find your own balance. And you're understanding it way more now. And because of it, because you're in this balanced place, because you worked for it, you're working on it. I feel like you're making the call. You're making the shot. Like I'm running this place here. I'm running this joint. Number one, new beginnings, new vitality, new energy. We've seen that with the new energy and messages coming in. So I'm going to take this through the extension and see what else I can find there for you, going deeper into the message. So if you feel like, yeah, this is my reading, I resonate with it, you're so welcome there. The link to that is in the description box down below. If not, thank you so much for watching, Pisces, and I hope to see you back soon. Bye, guys.